Well, happy New Year's Eve. Let's talk a little bit about your weather for the final day of 2023 and look a little bit ahead into 2024. Now, for this afternoon, we're still seeing that warmer than usual temperature pattern across much of the country. Then this evening, as we look ahead into our New Year's Eve celebrations, many areas seeing clear conditions. We are checking out a little bit of snowflake potential in parts of Calgary. Meanwhile, in southern Ontario and Toronto, also looking at maybe a few centimeters of snow this evening that could perhaps make for some slippery travel conditions. Starting out in southern British Columbia, though, the last little bit of rainfall for today. Otherwise, it is looking fairly dry for the south coast until we get to the second day of the new year. Tuesday, we see another system creeping into southern parts of British Columbia. That'll kick off potentially a few active days as we see a couple of days with that rain heading into the new year. Now, in the prairies, we talked about a bit of that snowfall risk in areas like Calgary. We're seeing a little bit of mixing, so this could make for potentially some slippery conditions, maybe even a slight risk of some freezing rain. Otherwise, we see that snowfall tracking into southern Saskatchewan into Monday. Now, how about this? The polar vortex will be splitting off some very cold air. So looking ahead to the first 2 weeks of January, perhaps some much colder temperatures starting to filter in. Edmonton helping to demonstrate that, although not too long of an event. We do bounce back after 2 weeks to more seasonal temperatures. Now, perhaps a bit of a slippery conditions in southern Ontario. Looking into our afternoon and the evening of our New Year's Eve, we do see that snowfall eventually taper off into our New Year's Day, but a couple centimeters on the way. So this could make, like I said, perhaps for some slippery conditions. So you or maybe your Uber driver should be considerate of the potential conditions, worsening road conditions. Here's a look at our afternoon temperatures. The snowfall already underway, and that colder weather eventually arriving in Toronto as well. Might have to wait a little while. A little bit of snowfall continuing for Atlantic Canada today, but generally things clearing right up in this part of the country.